trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Doreen Scanlon. We start with the weather today. It is an overcast day out there. The temps aren't too bad. Let's get the latest on our forecast from Chelsea in the Weather Center. Hi, Chelsea.
Hey, Doreen, kind of opposite from yesterday. Yesterday, up until the early to mid-afternoon hours, we had that steady light rain falling kind of all day long. Today, we are looking at dry conditions during the day, and then into the late afternoon and evening hours is when the rain starts to move back into the area. Temperatures are warmer thanks to not having much rain this morning. There were still a lot of clouds around, mid-50s outside this lunchtime. Breezes coming in out of the east around 10 miles per hour. Most of us running on average about 5 degrees warmer currently compared to yesterday at this time. Now, satellite radar image shows you the overcast conditions. We're going to stay mostly cloudy. There's some spotty showers crossing into far western Mass now, eventually crossing into western Connecticut, and this line will continue to inch closer over the course of the afternoon. You'll start to see some spot showers developing, but it's not until later tonight, likely after sunset, that we start to see a few steadier showers coming into play. Very late tonight and into early tomorrow morning, there may be some rumbles of thunder out there and some heavier downpours. I'll have a full breakdown on what to expect coming up in just a few minutes. Doreen?
Chelsea, thank you. Now to national headlines. The Senate expected to vote to confirm President Biden's Supreme Court nominee today. Ketanji Brown Jackson would become the first black woman ever to sit on the high court. She has the support of all Democrats and a few Republicans, meaning once debate ends on the Senate floor, she has the votes to get the job. Jackson won't take the bench right away, waiting to replace retiring Justice Stephen Breyer when he leaves this summer. Jackson would become the 6th woman on the court in U.S. history. And now to the crisis in Ukraine. And today marks 6 weeks of war in Ukraine. New images showing more evidence of Ukrainian civilians brutally murdered, their bodies left behind on streets, all while Russian troops were reportedly in control of those areas. ABC's Ika Jachi has more.
Today, Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Brussels, along with other NATO leaders, ahead of key talks with Ukraine's foreign minister, who made it clear what his country needs.
My agenda is very simple. It has only 3 items on it. It's weapons, weapons, and weapons.
The U.S. now promising an additional $100 million worth of these Javelin anti-tank missiles. The U.S. also sending additional tiny, lethal Switchblade drones. They're small enough to fit in a backpack and can fly up to 25 miles away. Some can even pierce armor or blast holes in a tank. The distribution of more weapons to Ukraine comes as the UN General Assembly is holding a vote to suspend Russia from the UN's Human Rights Council. A 2/3 majority vote is needed to suspend Russia. Meanwhile, Russia's brutal assault on Ukraine continues. The UK's Ministry of Defense says Russian forces are now progressing in eastern Ukraine, focusing its military operations in the eastern Donbas region. In the port city of Mariupol, where fighting and shelling has been occurring for weeks, we're now learning Russian troops forcibly removed the staff and patients of a Mariupol hospital, deporting them to Russian cities. The Mariupol City Council claims at least 40,000 residents have been removed, with 5,000 killed since the invasion began. President Biden speaking out about those horrors after announcing new sanctions that bans all new investments in Russia, punishes Russia's largest banks, even targeting Russian President Vladimir Putin's adult daughters.
A sense of brutality and inhumanity left for all the world to see unapologetically. There's nothing less happening than major war crimes.
And the U.S. Senate will take up legislation today to end normal trade relations with Russia and to ban the importation of its oil. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
And now to local headlines. The high school honors program back on the agenda at the Barrington School Committee meeting tonight. Parents were upset that updated curriculum eliminated the honors program for English and social studies. There would only be one level for all students plus AP classes. But a more recent meeting, Principal Joseph Hurley says the school is looking into bringing back a version of the honors distinction program in the fall, but details are still being worked out. Tonight's meeting is at 6:30 at Barrington Middle School. In South Kingstown, the school committee redistricting subcommittee will meet again tonight. The committee will provide an update and take comments from the public. In January, the school committee voted to close 2 schools over the next few years. Those schools are Curtis Corner Middle School and Wakefield Elementary. And now the process to redistribute those students is underway. That meeting is at SK High School at 5 o'clock. A former New England Patriot is eyeing a new position on the school committee in Foxborough. The town clerk tells us Matt Light is a candidate in the upcoming election. He's one of 4 people running for 2 open seats. The election is May 2nd. And now to an ABC6 News follow-up. It was nearly a month ago that a West Warwick teen was tragically killed in a crash involving a drunk driver. The community still grieving Matthew Dennison's loss, and today, advocates for safer driving, including representatives from AAA, gathered to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. Casey Cantz is live in the newsroom with more. Casey?
Yeah, Doreen, grieving and still trying to make changes. Those who knew Matthew knew him as a charismatic, loving young man who lived for hockey and his family. He was injured in that crash, and sadly, a month later, Matthew passed away from those injuries. That other driver involved was allegedly impaired when he crashed into the vehicle Matthew was in. Today, organizations from all across Rhode Island who are dedicated to trying to make our roads safer gathered in Matthew's honor to talk and raise awareness about distracted driving. You're looking at video here from Matthew's memorial last month. The month of April is actually recognized as National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. And among today's speakers, Matthew Dennison's head hockey coach, Justin Lake, and also Kathy Andriosi, whose daughter, Tori, was hit by a drunk driver in 2003 and was left with a severe brain injury. Kathy's saying, quote, recognizing that there is a choice in every moment, we find people with the courage to make a difference, sustaining hope for the future, end quote. You're going to hear from her coming up on ABC6 News first at 4. For now, live in the newsroom, Casey Cantz, ABC6 News.
All right, Casey, thank you. And on Smith Hill, a bill making its way through the Rhode Island House would ban loud honking, so lay off the horn, especially when around bikes. It's part of a larger bill promoting bike safety. It would impose fines for honking to make an unreasonably loud sound when stationary or when passing a bike or animal-drawn carriage, unless there's immediate danger of a crash.
I have been on the receiving end of dangerous honking while riding my bike actually in another state. And so I know that aggressive honking can cause incredibly hazardous conditions for bicycles. So I was happy to keep that in so that we have a conversation.
Representative Kislak acknowledged that the ACLU has expressed First Amendment concerns about the honking portion, but she wants it to be part of the debate. Well, it is Major League Baseball's opening day, but not for the Red Sox. The Sox and Yankees were set to play the first game of the big league season this afternoon at Yankee Stadium, but that has been postponed to tomorrow because of weather, leaving the Cubs and Brewers to take center stage. First pitch is at 2:20 Eastern at Wrigley Field. There are 7 openers in all, kicking off the 162-game season. It is a sigh of relief for fans after that 99-day lockout. Nate Eovaldi and Garrett Cole are scheduled to pitch tomorrow. Coming up here on ABC6 News at noon, Tiger Woods' triumphant return to the Masters, something few thought would be possible just a year ago. We have a preview. And later, Twitter adding an edit button. Users have asked for it for years, how close it might be to reality and what it would look like too. We'll be right back. Trending now, golf great Tiger Woods making an inspiring comeback today. He hit the course at the Augusta Masters a short time ago, just over a year after that horrific car crash. ABC's Rena Roy has the details.
This morning, Tiger Woods officially back on the green in a historic comeback.
4, please. Now driving, Tiger Woods.
A moment doctors, fans, and Woods himself feared wouldn't be possible after a near-fatal car crash just 14 months ago.
My recovery has been good. I've been very excited about how I've recovered each and every day, and that's been the challenge.
It's been a long road to recovery for the 5-time Masters champion. After the accident, doctors had to perform emergency surgery to repair multiple fractures to Woods' right leg. The injuries so severe they considered amputating it.
Very fortunate that Mr. Woods was able to come out of this alive.
Endurance and perseverance bringing him back to one of the toughest courses in professional golf, Augusta, known for its hills.
That portion of that fairway is about the same slope as the second turn at Daytona.
This image from the Masters website shows the 18 long holes Tiger will have to walk 4 times in 4 days.
Walking is the hard part. This is normally not an easy walk to begin with. It's going to be a tough challenge, and a challenge that I'm up for.
And Woods has played through a string of injuries and setbacks for years, including winning the 2008 U.S. Open with a broken left leg and winning the 2019 Masters after several back and knee surgeries. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, coming up, some news you can use. The detour through Rainham drivers need to know about starting Monday if you take 138 your morning commute. The Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast and rain on the way. That's all when we come back.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Well, we're dry outside for now. That is going to be changing later in the day. You're starting to see a few little spotty showers crossing into western Mass and far western Connecticut. And this line is going to continue to very slowly inch closer to us with some spotty showers into the later part of the afternoon. And actually some pretty heavy rain expected overnight into very early tomorrow morning. What you're looking at over Richmond is a lot of clouds in place. A tiny little bit of sunshine on the horizon early this morning. At this point, though, those clouds have really taken over and And we didn't get much sun today. We're not going to see much sun today. You're going to stick with the clouds for the remainder of the afternoon ahead of that rain that'll be moving in. Now, since we got rid of the rain that we had all day yesterday through the morning hours and into the early afternoon, it's a tad bit warmer outside today compared to yesterday. Yesterday, we couldn't even make it to 50 degrees. Today, we're looking at temperatures that are already in the low to mid 50s range. Certainly a few degrees cooler for some of our spots right along the water, which include Block Island, with breeze coming in from the east at 47 degrees. And with a breeze from the east, that keeps Boston and the far eastern Mass coastline a little bit cooler as well. As soon as you get away from the water, those temperatures in that mid 50s range, which is exactly where we should be for this time of year. Average high is 56 degrees. We're at 55 in Providence right now, so we're right on track there. Our sunset this evening at 7:18 p.m. Of course, getting later and later, but again, we're not seeing much sun today. That breeze is coming in from the east, about 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it's picking up just a bit. And there are a few gusts coming in anywhere from about 25 to 30 miles per hour for our coastal locations, a little bit less the farther inland you go. Now, we're waiting on this frontal system to come through, and with it, we're going to see some heavier rain overnight. We're going to get some gusty winds overnight. We may even get some isolated thunderstorms. There's some energy as this line comes through, although it is weakening as it inches closer. But you can see quite a bit of rain across almost all of the Northeast except for Connecticut, Rhode Island, and far southeastern Mass now. But this is going to gradually kind of close in on us. We end up with moisture filling in. And even after the heavy rain comes to an end overnight, there's still a lot of wraparound moisture. You can see just how large this low pressure system is. There's showers all the way past west of the Great Lakes, and we're going to continue to see improvements tomorrow, but there's still going to be the slight chance of a couple little spot showers here and there both Friday and Saturday, mixed with plenty of sun, but still that chance is there. What we're looking at outside as the rest of the afternoon goes on is the rain starting to move in. About 9 o'clock, you can see some steadier showers. The heavy stuff is still off to our west, though. We're going to stop this at 2 o'clock in the morning. It may be a night that you wake up in the middle of the night to the heavy rain falling, the gusty winds, and even some rumbles of thunder possible within this. Now, that line will come through of the heavy rain pretty quickly. By the tail end of the morning commute tomorrow, any steady rain starts to wind down and will start to get brighter. Into the afternoon, we should make it into the 60s, and you'll see some sunshine. But again, you're still noticing a little of that wraparound cloud coverage, a little bit of that wraparound moisture. So it may be one of those days where there are a few sprinkles here or there, almost mixed in with the sunshine, a few passing clouds at times, and that will continue into the first part of the day on Saturday before we finally see this system pulling farther and farther away from us, and we get a little bit brighter into Sunday and into next week. So about ½ an inch of rainfall at T.F. Green Airport yesterday. It looks like we have another ½ inch to an inch expected mainly overnight and into early on tomorrow morning. So when all is said and done, the second half of this work week, we end up with 1 inch to 1.5 inches of good soaking rain, especially tonight. You're looking at the cloudy conditions today. The breeze is picking up. Late in the day, the rain's moving in. It's overnight, though, especially in the early morning hours, that we have that line of some heavier rain and a few isolated thunderstorms possible. Temps stay in the upper 40s. Tomorrow, we have those morning showers, couple little spot showers around, couple passing clouds at times. But overall, it's a warm day, and we'll get brighter through the afternoon with temperatures in the mid-60s. A few spot showers on Saturday, mix of sun and clouds. Partly sunny and seasonable on Sunday, and then we start to warm up into next week. By Wednesday, I have highs in the low 70s. Dwayne?
Well, all right, Chelsea, thank you. And part of Route 138 in Rainham will be detoured starting Monday. Mass DOT says it will run from 7 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon. This is in the area of Carver Street and Prospect Hill Street. Drivers are advised to expect delays. The work and detour will continue through the summer. And a new Fairhaven New Bedford Bridge is coming. State Rep Bill Strauss says the state will start design work on a replacement. Strauss says Mass Highway is working to identify a design firm and setting up public meetings. He says the existing bridge is too old for its design and function. New Bedford Mayor John Mitchell has been a supporter of a new bridge. Rehoboth police responded to a rollover crash on 118 yesterday afternoon. Police sharing these photos of a car off the side of Bay State Road. Police say that driver wore a seatbelt and crews were able to get the driver out through the windshield. That driver was taken to the hospital, but only with minor injuries. And the DMV announcing the winner of the state license plate design contest. The new plate is basic blue. It features waves at the bottom, very similar to the current design. 300,000 Rhode Islanders voted. The winning design was submitted by a person from South Kingstown. Coming up next, we're going to have more on that potential Twitter edit button so many users have been asking for. Why it might cost you, though. Plus, Starbucks workers in Warwick join a nationwide push to unionize. The context and why the employees want to do this now. That's coming up next. In consumer news, a national wave of union organizing is hitting many Starbucks locations, and now a location in Warwick is looking to do the same. The store at 25 Pace Boulevard is the first Rhode Island location to petition for unionization. The workers at the Warwick store say they hope their efforts will serve as an example for other locations across the state. And Twitter is working on an edit tab to allow users to, well, edit their posts. In a tweet, the company says the feature will be tested in the coming months, and it will be available to users of their paid subscription service, Twitter Blue. H&M's new line of baby clothes is 100% biodegradable. The clothes, made from organic cotton, have no buttons or metal trim, and even the pigments used to print the designs is biodegradable. There are 12 pieces to choose from. They'll be on sale in May. It's just one way the company is working to make fashion more sustainable. Well, still to come, now you can buy some peanuts and Cracker Jill, why the brand is introducing a new mascot. Plus, Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast right after this. We'll say hello to Cracker Jill. Cracker Jack's new packaging aimed to celebrate women in sports. The snack's available at ballparks nationwide this season with 5 special edition bags that depict 5 different women and, quote, celebrate the women who break down barriers in sports. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
Very cool.
Get some at the ballpark for the little girls.
Right? 5 different ladies.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's a nice little idea. I wonder
Very
if the
inclusive.
prizes are different.
Oh,
right?
I
know.
Maybe.
We'll have to check it out and
I think
see.
so. I think so. Not our best looking baseball day today, but we'll get some better days in that 7-day forecast. Today's overcast, temps are in the mid 50s. We head through the later part of the afternoon. Spotty showers move back in, and eventually overnight we have some heavy rain, even some rumbles of thunder possible. So morning showers tomorrow will get brighter. Later in the day, temperatures should warm into the 60s, and then on Saturday, kind of a blend of sun and clouds, an isolated spot shower possible. More sunshine on Sunday, temps seasonable in the mid 50s, and then we start to warm up into next week. Sunshine on Monday, highs around 60, upper 60s on Tuesday, Wednesday, 70s.
Oh, I saw that first.
I know. I was yesterday doing the 7-day. I was excited for today's 7-day to be able to put that 70 on.
Oh, yeah. We'll just focus on that.
Yes.
Thanks. Okay. Thanks, Chelsea. And thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues first to 4. Have a great day, everybody.